Hi, my name is Valerie. Today I wanted to show you our homeschool curriculum choices for fourth grade. We're going to start with Bible. I've mentioned this in the three previous videos I've done of our homeschool choices for 2019 to 2020. I can't even believe I'm saying that, but seems like yesterday, it was the new millennium. But anyway, here we are. For Bible, he'll be doing the Bible Doctrine for Younger Children, Book A. There's also a Book B. And as I've mentioned in previous videos, this is new material to me. It has no teacher's guides, no lesson plans, not even an answer key for me to follow. So I'm a little nervous about it, but it looks like really thorough material. This is written obviously with the young person in mind, so it's simplified in its nature. There are catechism questions that he will memorize the questions and the answers, and there's questions for him to fill out. There are also fun kind of worksheets for him to do, crosswords and worksheets like that to try to make it a little more interesting for a little one. So we'll see how that goes. For his English this year, English grammar, we're going to be using the Bob Jones English 4. This is my first year to use Bob Jones English, but it looks like a great program. I watched several review videos of it when I was trying to decide what to do, and so I'm really excited about trying it with Matthew. I think he'll enjoy it. And I think I'll enjoy it. He will also be doing for his handwriting, he'll be doing the Abeka Penmanship Program. We've used this ever since he learned to write with the Abeka program. And so it looks like pretty short lessons, things that he can copy just to practice his cursive. Now I will tell you, with my older children, I really kind of phased penmanship out of their curriculum about fourth grade. And I look back on that and I think it was a mistake because they still had some habits they needed to reinforce, some things they needed to practice and work on to make sure they had neat penmanship. And I kind of dropped the ball on that. I thought, well, they'll be writing for book reports and they'll be writing spelling lists, and so they'll get plenty of practice. The problem, though, is that they don't concentrate on the actual formation necessarily when they're busy writing a spelling list. They're not thinking about those the connections to the letters and neatness and size and uniformity and all the things that the penmanship book will teach. So I'm going to go ahead and have him do the penmanship and practice that. A lot of schools are phasing manuscript completely out, manuscript handwriting, and as well as cursive handwriting. I think it's a great skill. It's great for hand-eye coordination. Everybody should know how to write and write well. So if nothing else, it can be an art form. So he'll be doing that. For spelling, he will be doing Spelling Power. And I have the book here. I mentioned that I'm using this with two of my other children. It's for all grade levels, so it's a very thorough curriculum. I've spent all summer working on it. He also will be using this Spelling Power student record book to do his daily lessons. I got this from CBD for about $4 or something, and it's just a place for him to do the daily lessons. It's a notebook. For his history this year, we'll be doing the America the Beautiful program from Knotgrass History. I mentioned that I'm also doing this in tandem with my 7th grade daughter. So we'll be doing, this is the first semester textbook, really thick and heavy. And then this is the second semester, even thicker. And the way we do this is I read the lessons to them aloud, and then they go through and answer questions. And he will be answering questions from the student workbook, which this one is for lower grades. So he will have some fun sheets that he can do, not just answering questions, like some matching. There are some quizzes in this as we come to the end of each week's lessons. Also, he will be doing the timeline. So as we do a lesson and the textbook tells us what to do, it has all the assignments spelled out. So it tells us when to use the timeline. And so he will fill in the information on the timeline, and then he will color the pictures that go with it. There's also included a maps book, and he will be completing that as well. So as we study about a certain place in American history, he will be able to find it on the map and color it or mark it in a certain way. They tell him what he'll need to do. I have used that material before, and it's a wonderful program. For his vocabulary, we will be doing 100 words every 4th grader should know. I don't think there's a 5th grader version of this book, so I don't know why they picked 4th grade, but hey, why not? So he'll be doing this book. My other kids are doing the same material for their grade. So I'm looking forward to using this with all of them, just at different levels. So he will do a word a day on this. Then for reading, I've got several. We're changing things up a little for the reading. He'll be doing this reading skills book. Another homeschool mom recommended this book, and it's basically a comprehension book from what I gather. He reads maybe one or two of these stories a week. They're pretty short, and then he answers the questions to see if he's paying attention. So they're short reading lessons, basically. Then he'll also be doing this one, comprehension skills, and again, 40 short passages. So he'll read the story and answer the questions about the story, just to be sure he's really getting the comprehension down. I'm trying to break away from the norm for him. He's been reading a lot of anthologies, and as I've mentioned in previous curriculum videos, I enjoy anthologies. They definitely have their place, but my fourth grader, he needs something different. So we have chosen to just pick some different selections, standalone literature novels, for him to read and study. So the first one he'll be doing this year is Beverly Cleary's The Mouse and the Motorcycle. Someone gave me this book, so I'm able to use it. I've read it to my kids when they were younger. Before my fourth grader was even born, I read this to my older children aloud, and it's a wonderful story. And then I found from CBD, this outline questions, projects that he can do as he reads the story, some comprehension questions, the vocabulary words, and as he goes through, little projects he can do. So I'm looking forward to going through this. Again, I probably won't do everything in this booklet, but I'm looking forward to using some of it. We will be doing several novels this way. I'm not exactly sure which ones we're going to do. I have a list of choices. I have Little House in the Big Woods, James and the Giant Peach, Ben and Me, several different novels, but I'm not sure how far we'll get and if we'll do all of the ones on my list or if I'll just pick a few. But I'll try to do an update through the year and let you know what we're working on. For science, he'll be using ACE Science. I wanted to use the Sunlight Science program, but the topics they were covering were not something that he was really particularly interested in, and the topics that the ACE Science covers for fourth grade were interesting to him. So what I did, because ACE is you read it and you answer the questions, that's basically the format that this material is in. It's intended for the student to work on independently, and I've done a whole review of ACE, and I will try to link that in the description box below for you. But it's meant to be done by the student with very minimal teacher instruction. I have gone through his paces, and a lot of them do have projects for him to work on. In fact, I think this first one has a science experiment. Yes, a science project for him to do. You can see it right here. He's supposed to gather different materials and display them in this box form and label them. As you can see here, everything is matter. And so this is a project he's definitely going to complete because it's a hands-on type thing, and this is what I want him to do in science. I want him to have some hands-on experiences. So I went through his paces, and if there was not an experiment or a project included in the pace, I tried to look around and supplement, so whatever that topic was. For instance, there's going to be one later in the year where it's about geology, and I'm going to order a rock sampler from Home Science Tools and let him see the different types of rock: igneous, obsidian, sedimentary, and then they have different actual quartz and actual rocks from each of those categories that he can see and touch. And so that's one thing I'm going to do. Another thing I did was one of the paces is covering rockets, and I actually bought this, okay? I bought a rocket for him to launch. Hopefully my husband will help me with this. I think he will. I got this for $20 in Mardel bookstore. It's a Christian bookstore in my area, and I was able to use a 30% off coupon. So it was like I got $10 off of it, so it was about $30, which I didn't think was a bad price, and I got it for $20. So I'm super excited. It might have even been almost $40, and I got it for $20. But I did pay $20 for it. It's definitely worth that. I made sure it includes everything that I would need to launch a rocket. The launch pad, everything. Everything is included in this. My son is so excited about this. I cannot even tell you. He is so excited about this. So, I didn't mention math. He will be doing the teaching textbooks, math. We're going to do the online subscription, which I've mentioned in previous videos. He'll be doing the fourth grade. That'll be his first time to do that. Before this time, for first, second, well, kindergarten through today, I've always used Abeka Math, and I've taught him myself. So this will be his first math experience on the computer. So hopefully that goes smoothly. But that's everything that we're going to do for fourth grade. I will try to talk to you as the year progresses about how things are working for us and these different curricula choices we've made. How the experiments are going and things like that. Hopefully nobody loses a finger or anything through this experience that we're having. But anyway, I'm really excited about the year. We're also implementing a reward system for the first time in our homeschool. And I will try to share more about that as we go along. But they're going to be able to earn some tickets and buy some things from our homeschool store. So hopefully they will be excited about that. They seem excited now. I just hope it doesn't wear off as the year progresses. Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched all of these videos about our homeschool choices for 2019 and 2020, then thank you. I know some of it was repetitive and kind of overlapped on itself, and I'm sorry about that. But I really appreciate you watching. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Please share the video, like it, comment if you have any questions or suggestions. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope your homeschool journey is a happy one.